At least 35 killed in Rafah after Israeli missiles hit camp for displaced. The Israeli missiles struck tents in an area to the west of Rafah city that was supposed to be safe from attack. Dozens of people have been killed and dozens more injured after Israeli missiles struck a camp for displaced Palestinians in Rafah in the southern Gaza Strip, which was in a designated safe zone. The Wafa news agency, quoting the Palestine Red Crescent Society (PRCS), said that many of those who died were burned alive inside their tents in the Tal es-Sultan area. It put the death toll at 40, while the Reuters news agency quoted Ashraf al-Qidara, the spokesman for Gaza's Ministry of Health, saying 35 people had been killed and dozens others injured. Witnesses told local media that at least 8 missiles had struck the camp on Sunday at about 8:45 p.m. local time 17:45 GMT. Al Jazeera's Sanad fact-checking agency said the attacks targeted the BRICS camp to the west of the city of Rafah. An aerial photograph taken on May 24 shows hundreds of tents in the area, which was close to an UNRWA warehouse. The Israeli attack followed Hamas's first rocket attack on the Israeli city of Tel Aviv in months. Israel said the 8 Hamas rockets were launched from the Rafah area, where its forces have continued a ground assault despite an order from the International Court of Justice (ICJ) to halt operations there. The Israeli military said its air force struck a Hamas compound in Rafah, and that the strike was carried out with precise ammunition and on the basis of precise intelligence. The attack killed Hamas's chief of staff for the West Bank and another senior official behind deadly attacks on Israelis, it said, adding that it was aware of reports that several civilians in the area were harmed and that the incident was under review. The attack led to a massive fire, which Palestinian civil defense teams managed to extinguish after about 45 minutes. The International Committee of the Red Cross said its field hospital in Rafah was receiving an influx of casualties, and that other hospitals also were taking in a large number of patients. The airstrikes burnt the tents are melting, and the people's bodies are also melting. One of the residents who arrived at the Kuwaiti hospital in Rafah was reported as saying by the Reuters news agency. Doctors Without Borders, known by its acronym MSF, said dozens of wounded as well as more than 15 of the dead had been brought to a facility that it supports. "We are horrified by this deadly event, which shows once again that nowhere is safe," the group wrote on the social media platform X, reiterating its call for an immediate ceasefire.